All right, we've got Nomad Consultant and Steven over on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for joining. And Chach, thanks for joining, even though, aren't you supposed to be at school right now? Got a bunch of friends jumping in. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. Just so you guys know, today we are going to be talking about doing creative. Thanks for joining. Today we are going to be talking about SERP analysis. And that's just, there are a lot of different ways to kind of put that, but I like to say, what in the world is it that Google is wanting you to create? There are all sorts of things. Guys, this is the very first live stream that I have done that hasn't been on Periscope. It's directly on Twitter now, which I understand, but is kind of a bummer. So, let me get everything situated here. Let's see. Okay, so we've got friends. Kotiba, thanks for joining over on TikTok. Good to see you. The other viewers can see that you've joined. Great. All right, just a reminder, as always, if you're over on TikTok, I will be sharing my screen. If you want to see that, you can go to my Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube channel. Links to all those things are in my bio. So let's get to it, guys. Like I said, today we are going to be talking about SERP analysis. So it looks like we have someone that does, I'm going to guess you do some sort of graphic design over on TikTok. So I'm going to share a screen really quick so that you guys can see. Let's do this one. It looks like some sort of graphic design agency. So I'm going to look up graphic design agency, and this is a SERP, a search engine result page. And on this SERP, it looks different for every single search that is made. So every single query. Now, you likely, if you were to look this up, you likely are not going to see some of these things. This is a tool that I use called Keywords Everywhere. That's also what this stuff is a tool called Keywords Everywhere. So if you were to look up this query, you're not going to see this. You're also not going to see the same ads that I see in the same local pack that I see. That's because, as Rob from SERPstat would say, every search is a local search in 2021. So it's all based on your locale for the most part. So I'm in Wichita. This is a Wichita design agency. All of these are, Google knows where I am, and so they've found some local businesses for me to do business with. And so what that tells us right off the bat is that if you are a graphic design agency, naturally speaking, Google is going to try and show you to people that are close to you. If you're trying to do national campaigns, this type of query is not going to work for you. You're going to have to look for something else, because we can see right away that these are local results, right? So you would have to try and find something different. But if you are local, this might still be something that you're looking at. So these are ads. To show up there, you have to be running, Google ads. These are search ads specifically. And so you would have to be running search ads, which means you would pay every time somebody clicks on those ads. And the estimated cost per click by a tool that I have installed, again, called Keywords Everywhere, is about $2.85 a click. And but I'm sure that changes depending on where exactly you're located. And then we get down to this, which is called a map pack or a local pack, just depending on whatever you want to call it. And in order to show up here, these are all what's called these are all pulled from Google My Business. So if I click on one of these, this is the Google My Business profile that shows up. You can see that it has their website, directions, address, hours, phone number, and what have you. If you do not have Google My Business, you just go to business.google.com. If you don't have a Google My Business profile, then you are going to have, you are likely still going to have a Google My Business listing. You would just have to go into the listing and click on Own My Business, or you could just go to business.google.com, type in your address. It will show you if there's one associated with your address already, or if there's not. I highly suggest that you do claim and fill out your Google My Business to the best of your ability, because as I said earlier, quoting Rob from SERPstat, which is now owned, oh, that's GetStat. I don't know, whatever. Now owned by Moz. Every search is a local search, and in order to show up here, you have to have a Google My Business account. Looks like we got a couple more people joining in over on TikTok. We've got Quadba Mode. We've got Dr. Rosie, and we've got Viva Desert. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. I'm really sorry. Thanks for joining over on TikTok. So we can see, that, and these are sorted by rating, or not sorted by rating. These are sorted, using Google's algorithm, but you can sort them by rating. You can sort them by hours if you want them to be open right now or at a specific time, right? Things of that nature. Now, as we get further into the search engine result page, so we can see we had to scroll. Everything above the fold is paid. For really competitive queries, that's pretty normal at this point, unfortunately. And then we scroll down. The next screen is all local. So you want to make sure you have your local SEO up to par. And now we've got a bunch of list sites. So these are generally directories, Influencer Marketing Hub. This looks like, again, like a directory, Upcity directory as well. If we look at this search engine result page, this right here is called FAQ schema, or not search engine result page. This is just a result. This is FAQ schema, which just means they've marked up on their website frequently asked questions. So that might be something that you consider. Let's see if we open this in a new tab, what this looks like. Top graphic agencies around the world. So I'd imagine it's all the way at the bottom. Yes, so here are frequently asked questions. What are alternatives? What are some graph agencies in London, New York, smaller businesses, and Chicago? Excuse me, pardon me. And yeah, so that's the FAQ schema right there. Again, another list right here. So something that I have seen people do is if you want to own a list on or like make sure you're on those lists somehow. Either reach out to the you can either reach out to the, oh my God, why is this blanking? The person that wrote that, or you could create your own list, which is what we see down here. So this is around the world. This is just in Wichita, a list, which is just, I'd imagine let's see. This is just like a directory. Yeah, so this is a directory. You'd want to make sure you were on this directory, and you would do that by just submitting your listing right here. And then you can see they have all of the, you can see they have all of the firms right there, and then you would be on that. Now, the next thing we see is that people also ask, which is just people asking, you know, questions about or that are related to the search that's already there. Ow. Sorry. So what does a graphic design agency do? What companies? Right? So there's all sorts of questions here. And so ideally, you know, if you're a graphic design agency, you want to be answering these questions. Google's saying people have a lot of questions about this. It's not that they look up graphic design agency and they make up a decision right away, right? They have these questions. And so what you do when you create these questions, so this says, what does a graphic design agency do? If you open up this page, it's likely that they have a header that says, what does a graphic design agency do? Let's see. Maybe not. I have no idea. Okay, graphic design. What's the answer in here? Create. Okay, so it's just objectives for a graphic design agency is the title of this, and Google just grabbed like the first sentence or two to put in the search engine result page. It looks like. So there's that. What companies would hire a graphic designer? That's probably, yeah, Glassdoor. So you can go through these questions and answer them yourself if it's relevant for you, right? And then we get, so I was saying, if you want to own those lists, specifically in your area, because we said, you know, this is a local search more times than not, you can see that this company, this is a Wichita design company, created their own list. They keep it up to date. They just updated it again recently. And this is actually a graphic design agency. Oh, no, Clutch. Okay, never mind. This is not the Clutch that I was thinking. Wait, unless it is. If so, they had changed. No, it's not. Okay, sorry. So this is just another directory. There is a place in Wichita that has a directory of all the graphic design agencies, including their own. So that's kind of a way that people will do that from time to time. Ow, sorry. I have a foster cat in my lap, and he's currently biting me. Oh, he was sick of me. So again, you know, if you see all these directories, which a lot of times you are just going to see a lot of directories, especially for these more broad keywords, then just make sure you're listed there. And if you're not, you can submit a listing. Usually it takes a little bit of digging to try and find, let's see, get listed. There you go. So you could just find that and submit your listing. Okay, let's get out of here. Oops, graphic design agency. So I went through, people also ask, these are just regular search engine results. Like I said, so people, it looks like people want like choices. Google's telling you, okay, people want choices. They're going to look at all of the different companies in Wichita and kind of make a decision. And then again, more ads, things of that nature. So let's see how the search engine result page differs if I type in my location. So you can see automatically those ads go away. So there's probably not a ton of Wichita agencies bidding on this keyword. But again, so now the local pack is the very first thing that we see, because Google goes, okay, there is a location in the search query, which means they want to see things in that area. So we're just going to serve them up a local pack of all of the of all of the businesses. We got Stacy, Rock Collector 101, and Earth Tones Ezra. Thank you guys so much for joining on TikTok. If you want to see my screen, because I am sharing my screen, please feel free to join me on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. All the links to those are in my bio. Okay, graphic design companies, Wichita. So people want to be able to go to them so they see the map pack. It also looks like they've realized that a lot of people are looking for jobs with graphic design companies in Wichita. So we see this job pack here. And again, some more lists. Let's see. Yelp. So people do reviews. What are people saying about graphic design? Again, remember, this is called FAQ Schema. And if you want to learn more about Schema, you can just go to schema.org. That's spelled schema.org. And that will show you everything you need to know. Some more people also ask. So it looks like, the majority of things here are, again, some more lists. So that didn't really help us a ton. Let's see. This is a local graphic design studio. Let's see what page 2 looks like. More. So now page 2 is like all jobs. Wichita Designs, Local Spark. Very interesting. Okay. What if we do, this is a hard one, guys. So if you're a graphic design agency, what are other things? Let's see, logo design, Wichita, Kansas. Don't forget to drink your water, friends. It's good for you. So the first one, Epic Design Solutions. I don't know if this is local. I don't want to click it because I don't want them to have to pay for it. But then we have a local designer, which that's really interesting because that's just like one person. Again, with the local pack. And then, okay, so now we're getting into more of the Melicia's here. Everybody say hi to Milicia. Thanks so much for joining over on YouTube. Well, we are happy to have you here. Okay, so now we have specific places in Wichita, and you can see that they have, this is probably a specific page to logo design. So logo design Wichita, Kansas, and absolutely that's the first thing on the page. This is a title tag. The title tag has it, and the meta description has it as well. You can see some of the logos that they've created, what's included, and the collateral, all sorts of good stuff, right? So this page is specific to logo design. Cool. Now let's say, what if we did logo design process? This is like more of a broad keyword, right? Shopwire Stone Jewelry, thanks so much for joining. Alexandra, thanks for joining over on TikTok. So if we look at the logo design process as a keyword, we can see that we get some, so these are blog posts. Some people also ask, again, some more blog posts, and then we start to see images. So Google is saying, okay, people kind of want a visualization of what a logo process looks like. So if I were you and you have a logo design process that you follow for your company, I would create a blog post that talks about it all and put images in there that are optimized for search, meaning you use keywords in the title of the file, you title it using your keywords, and then you use alt text to describe the picture, not to put your keywords in necessarily. If they fit in, that's fine, but don't just do it for that reason, right? And then we also see videos. So maybe you also put a video on that page where you either talk about your logo design process, or you actually show screen shares of you designing a logo. It looks like these are it looks like that's what these are, is people just showing the process that they go through, right? So, you know, if you want to rank for this keyword, Google, literally, if you just go through a search engine result page, Google will tell you what kind of content that they want, because it's all, I mean, it's all very clear here, right? Like, these are both blog posts. These are questions. This is also a blog post. This is probably a blog post. Let's see, the logo design process. Okay, maybe not, but it goes through the whole process. Then we have images, and then we have videos. So, you know, those are the things that you need to make sure you're including. Now, this is kind of the free way to do it, right? And I like to go through these pages and go, okay, what are they doing? So this, they have step 1 to blah, blah, blah. This, oops, not what I meant. This, they have, let's see, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And they have the images on here as well. So perfect. We know that those are the things that we would need to create. Now, there are tools that will help you do this. So I am going to use Moz. Let's see, Hank, Vintage Mandrake. Oh, I need to log in here. Hank, Vintage Mandrake, Poly something foam. Thank you guys so much for joining. All right, now let's go to, under the Keyword Explorer, they do have a SERP analysis tool. So I'm going to go to that SERP analysis tool, and let's do, we'll just keep it consistent here, graphic design process. And this will show us what the search engine result page consists of. So we can see the average people looking this up every month, how hard it is to rank for, what the organic click-through rate is. So if people look this up, what are the chances that they are going to click on one of the results that are not paid for? And then priority, this is actually based on something that you set. So Moz is just kind of putting a number there at this point. And this will show us exactly what we saw. So we saw that there were related questions. It'll show us the images that are currently ranking along with the page authority. So how much authority does the page that that image lives on have? And then the domain authority. So how much authority does Google think that that website has? So like Medium. Medium is a huge website. The domain authority is 96. Drunken Shots, thanks for joining. Good to see you again. And the page, this specific page has an authority of 50, and that's out of 100. Then we see Pinterest, you know, so on and so forth. Then we see the same information for each of the pages that rank in the top 9 positions. Now, obviously, you don't want to have to go through each specific keyword and see this information, right? Unless you do. But if I just go to explore keyword, I can process. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, okay, yeah. Design, analyze. Stacy, thanks for joining. We can see the keyword suggestions. And if we go into the keyword, oh no, that's not what I wanted. Hold on, now I have to remember why. Am I not seeing it? Oh, show right column. So this has a knowledge panel. for graphic design. Probably just telling you what it is, huh? Probably. Okay, hold on. I know that there's a way for me to do this. Don't know why. This is the overview. These are the suggestions. I thought that they had, maybe not. I thought that they had, why can't I remember? Hold on. Let's look at a keyword list that I have. Maybe it'll show up here. Okay, this is better. So if you add them to your list, so let's say you're a graphic design agency, you have like all these keywords that you want to rank for. Now we can see what are the most popular search engine result page features that are being used. So we can see ads are probably always going to be very popular. Then we have a featured snippet, which is like if I say, how often to cut hair? I don't know. This is a featured snippet right here. And then we have the images, which we've already looked at, in-depth articles, knowledge cards, which will generally show up in the right-hand side. So if we do our knowledge panel, Jesus, that's going to be your knowledge panel right there. Site links, those are, let's see, graphic design company or design agencies. No. Cassandra Bryan Design. Oh, they don't have any site links set up. Okay. I'm just trying to find a site that has, okay, so these are your site links. Tashi, I am actually streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well, and that is where you'll be able to see my screen. I'm sharing it on all of those places. Yes. So those links are in my bio. So either my YouTube or my Twitter, those are both on there, and you'll be able to see my screen there. So these are site links right here. So it has like the contact us and who we are. Local pack, we've already covered that. That's where the maps are. Same thing, local teasers, related questions. Those people also ask. Reviews. So the reviews right there. Shopping, which are the little, so if I do Nike shoes, oh, well, that's weird. Maybe on the second page. That's weird. Nike. Okay, so let's do Puma. What the heck? This is so strange. Size 6. I don't know. I make something up. Okay, so these are the shopping search engine feature. To have these, you need to have a Google Merchant Center account or use the product schema markup. Then they have tweets. So like if you look me up, my tweets come up. So these are all my tweets right here. Not all of them, obviously, 3 of them. Top story is that would be news related. So there's always stuff on this guy. So here you go. This is that top stories thing. These are all news related. Those are really hard to rank for. And then we have videos. And you can see as I go through them, it will show you on here which search features are being used for each of these keywords once I start tracking them. So so we see best change management speakers has ads on the top and the bottom, and it has a featured snippet. So if we go here, let's see, whoopsies. here's the featured snippet. Big Speaks, top booked change management speakers. And it has, you know, a list of them. Best technology keynote speakers. I'm going to guess this might be a list as well. Yes, a list as well. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. So Brian runs into this issue a lot. A lot of speakers probably do as well. That speakers kind of can confuse Google. Sometimes it looks like they're doing better now, but this says best tech conference speakers. And sometimes if you talk about speakers, Google's like, do they mean speakers as in like things that play audio, or speakers as in people that go and speak at events? And so it looks like when they grabbed this that there was a shopping ad showing up there, but there's not anymore. Let's see. Speakers for hire. There are questions. And so this can kind of give you an idea of what it is, like I said, that you should be creating for all of the different keywords that you want to rank for. So I do this for all of my clients, going through and saying, okay, what's currently ranking for that keyword? Why is it ranking? And what can we do to compete? So maybe there are things like, it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to rank a video than it is to rank a blog post for that graphic design process, right? Like, it's going to be really hard for us to get a blog post to rank for that, more than likely. But if we recorded a video that did really well, that was really engaging, it was optimized for YouTube, it was also optimized for search it using those key moments, then it has a lot better, we have a lot better chance of showing up on that search engine result page. Same thing if like, okay, but it's going to be really hard to show up for that even, then maybe we just focus more on like the directories, or try and do a guest piece on a really high authority website about graphic design process, right? So I just talked literally nonstop for 35 minutes. My bad. This is something that I really geek out over, because I don't know. I just think it's fun. So just a reminder, I do have a buy me a coffee link if you want to say thanks for, you know, word vomiting all of that onto you. There is a link in my bio for buy me a coffee. If you don't want to just like give me money to spend on coffee, because I actually spend it on coffee, I do one-on-one consultations for analytics setup, as well as analytics, like just going through it. You can also use that time and we can just go through something like this if you're interested in that. And really that's all I have for today, guys. So if you have any more questions though, go ahead and drop those in the comments and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for hanging out again this week, and don't forget, you are a beast. I'll see you next week, guys.